Is when you start to realize that literally your worst enemy in life has been your fucking natural born mother. That is a fucking. It's. I mean, it could have been a very fucking destructive or debilitating. There you go. Debilitating fucking reality. And thanks to my actual true mother, the Nettager, or the Nebature, how you want to say it, nature, who I recognize as my deity and therefore the only God. So if I was going to say it in what the dialect we call Arabic, I would say the Ilia or Al Ilia or Allah has really seriously compensated for the shortcomings of my mother. My biological, local mother. Because really, truly, nature is our, non-local mother. She's the great grandmother. And that's how I look at her now. It's like it's the great grandmother. And I understand it's a metaphor. But it's a metaphor that's applicable to our species. And maybe that's how other species see nature too, comparable to their own species' great mother. And they don't have to conceptualize it like humans do. So therefore, there's no need to create a system of reconnection like humans do, aka religion. But it's like I'm sitting here because I watched that Terry Crews thing, and I've been avoiding it. I like seeing it go up and down my fucking timeline like 3 times, and I was like, I can't do it. But I saw a lot of similarities between Terry Crews and my own circus. I mean, his situation and my situation. Except for his abuse was physical, and it came from his paternal parent, and he had this motivation to protect his maternal parent. And my maternal parent actually fed on my desire to want to protect her. I mean, Carol will hide the fact until now that her first that her education is in early childhood development and child psychology. That Carol used her education or her knowledge of early childhood development and child psychology in order to abuse me psychologically. And now that I'm looking back and I'm like, I mean, and I have been quiet, my family has been quiet for decades about this woman's obvious and blatant psychological abuse of me. And that's the things that he said there's 3 things that you need to do in order to get free. He said and I apply that to us as a group too. You need to emotionally separate yourself, you need to financially separate yourself, and you need to physically separate yourself. And those 3 things have been the most liberating things for me in my entire life. Because even when I have physically separated myself from my mother and from my family as a whole, there was still an emotional and to a certain extent emotional connection. I mean, an emotional and financial connection on one side or the other that had been established by one side or the other. So now that I am no longer emotionally connected, financially connected, and physically connected, I can start psychically disconnecting. That true spiritual connection, that what we call spirit. I can start cyclically disconnecting from my familiar genetic, mimetic family, the family that, or my nuclear family, and the larger family that they extend from, as that, I mean, that extends, that they resulted in, or they resulted from, or, derived from, however you want to put it. But I realized that the most liberating thing, because it's like, I would see my brother in Lamar Park or wherever I might see him, and he would still try to engage me. You know what I'm saying? He's at the point now where he just looks at me angrily if he sees me, or whispers in the ear of whoever the fuck he might see, and I genuinely take the conclusion that it's about me because it's in proximity. But for the most part, we don't. He don't even fucking come at me no more because I told him. I created that boundary. I created that. You and I don't speak anymore. I created that. Oh, you. When I came to get my key for storage, and this is the funny shit that they do. Okay, I go. First we go to court. They lie in court. They got my stuff in storage. They're gonna keep it in Carol's name. I go to Carol's house to get my key. Pam tells me, "Oh, my key's not there. It's at Brian's house." I go to Brian's house. Brian says, "It's not here. It's at Carol's house, and I have nothing to do with the key. I have nothing to do with that key." So I'm like, Brian, I really just want my shit, and I just want to move the fuck on. Brian calls the police and accuses me of trespassing. Brian presses charges, but I press charges on Brian because I played it because I knew how Brian was going to react when I got there. So we both had charges. So in order for Brian to get out of his charges, he had to drop charges on me, and I dropped charges on him. We both went home. Now, Brian would have had Leah out there by herself, and eventually I get my key. I get it from Brian. That part. So, I mean, first I had to go over to motherfucking Carol's house and have motherfucking Inglewood PD go in to fucking go past the fucking restraining order in order to get my key, but to find out there's no key there. Then I go over to Brian's house to find out there's no key there. Then there's of course an involvement. Now I don't have police involvement like that. All my police involvement over the last fucking goddamn 2 years have been directly involved as the direct result of involving with Carol and or Brian, or indirectly, because later on, Carol decides to lock me out of my storage and tell them to sell my shit. So I got to go up there acting crazy and shit. They changed the locks and everything on me, even though I've paid. Carol didn't pay, I paid. See, their idea was that I wouldn't be able to pay the shit and whatever the fuck. I don't know why. Their own paradox of distortion. And that we would go through the same cycle that we always go through. I go back and beg to have my stuff kept stored at Carol's house because I couldn't afford my motherfucking, storage anymore because shit got bad, And eventually after motherfucking, I got some money, can I stay for a couple of days? And, and ended up staying for a couple of months and then so on and so forth. I was like, that shit ain't happening this time. I'm breaking this cycle. And they saw that I was breaking the cycle. So Carol, at the last ditch effort, tried to hold on to the storage shit. Eventually, we got the shit out of storage, moved to another storage, and then fuck with them since. Oh, then my mail. So Brian had my mail coming to me, so coming to him was always calling and shit and talking about, oh yeah, I'm Alton, this mail over here. Now, Brian got a trespassing charge pressed against me, and that was one of the stipulations about pressing the charges, because I wouldn't come over there anymore. Brian called me over there at least on motherfucking 10 occasions. So finally we changed the mail. We got a mail change to a different, to our mailbox. We got a mailbox in Hollywood. No more contact. Brian, now, I lost my wallet about a year, almost 2 years ago now. But a year before Brian actually calls and tells me that he's got a wallet at his house with my name on it and my ID and Leah's ID. Brian gets it like 5 days to 7 days after I actually fucking lose it. We don't get it back until a year later, and I don't get a message. And Brian has had my phone number and everything, but I shut Brian out altogether. He doesn't have my phone number, he doesn't have anything. We've moved into a room. So Brian's last ditch effort to have some kind of interaction with me is to hit up Sophia on Messenger on Facebook. I want to hit up Sophia and have her hit me up on Messenger on Facebook so that I can come get this wallet that he's had for a year. This is narcissistic personality disorder behavior. This is the kind of shit that people with narcissistic personality disorders do in relationship to an empath in which they've got their claws into. They just can't let go. If you were in Lamar Park, and if you were at Bananas at that period of time when me and Leah were still fucking, on the street, and Brian would walk up to us trying to show me motherfucking pictures of him going to Buffalo for my nephew's wedding, trying to show me how trying to give me make me familially jealous, which is what Brian has been doing, trying to do for the longest time, telling me how how close he's become to certain family members that he knew that I had a close relationship with, hoarding Stephanie and all that. Like, I give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make me trying to make me look like the black sheep of the family so he can like disguise himself of not being the fucking failure that he is. You know what I'm saying? That's a narcissist. A narcissist can't take responsibility for their own failures, so they blame their failures on everybody else. That's why I'm Carol's scapegoat. Carol will try to blame every failure that she's ever fucking endured in her life on her relationship with me. And then Brian will blame every single fucking failure he's ever endured or ever incurred on his relationship with Carol, and then therefore by me. I'm the scapegoat. Neither of them can take responsibility for their own actions. So, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, just challenge them with these fucking things. You go to Brian and tell Brian he's a narcissist, see if he doesn't not respond with narcissistic rage. Tell Carol she's a motherfucking narcissist and see if she does not respond with narcissistic rage.